Good morning, customer care. Missed you guys. I know it's been a couple weeks since I did an update, so I want to make sure to get one out today. So a lot of things happening. I'm not going to include everything in this update, otherwise it'll be 45 minutes. But I just want to touch base on a few things. I wanted to touch base again on the wrap up and say thank you. We had a huge improvement in compliance around that, and people really making a strong effort. Again, I want to acknowledge it's a pain in the butt to have to remember to do that on every call, but it's absolutely vital that we do that. So I appreciate it. And if you missed one here and there, not a big deal. But again, it was awesome to see everybody making a huge effort there. So thank you for that. Wanted to reiterate the new process around rushes and expedites. So there was a new, I think it was called rules of engagement that was sent out from the manufacturing customer experience team in terms of how we are to communicate the need for rushes and expedites. And then in addition to that, Wanda and I came up with a process specific to the customer care team. Since I now have the ability to approve these rushes, they customer care generated, so those coming through customer care no longer have to rely on a regional to approve it. I can go ahead and approve them. And because I often rely on Wanda to help me with the research, given I'm still fairly new in understanding the systems and so forth, what we'd like to do and what we've started to do already, just to reiterate, is that any request that you have to expedite or rush something on behalf of a customer, regardless of what the reason is, whether it's regarding an error and results of an error, or if it is a request they're making, if they neglected to order something they desperately need in a timely manner. Whatever the scenario may be, to email Wanda and I, and then her and I will coordinate, and then I'll get that request for expedition off to the right department and to the right people. So just want to reiterate that. Let me know if you have any questions. I wanted to talk about the Eds, Ed Powers and Ed Curry. It's been a while since I touched base on them. Remember those guys? They are still valued members of the customer care team and still very much returning to the customer care team. They were not only patient and flexible and being willing to work into the branch over the last few months, but they've been also reasonable with us extending that period looked like initially. It was kind of up in the air, and then we bumped it again, I believe. So they will be returning no later than December 23rd. Maybe sooner than that, but definitely no later than December 23rd. So I wanted to let you know about that. Also, we have two people returning, but we do have one departing, so I wanted to mention that. Mike McNanty, who is part of the Boston customer care team, he did give us notice, and his last day will actually be tomorrow, and he's moving on to another opportunity at another company, I believe near his home or near his new home. So I want to wish Mike the best of luck and thank him for the time he has spent contributing to the customer care team. So best of luck, Mike. I wanted to talk about that, the tribute line, the fact that actually it's a great change. So the production of the tribute line as well as classic paint they're both being moved to the Londonderry manufacturing facility. And I think that is great news from what I hear. That's definitely considered a positive move. But in moving the tribute line specifically, it does cause a little bit of a delay with the lead time. Of course, we have the holiday coming up. But I have been reassured that the lead time total still for any tribute product is for the tribute line specifically, I should say, is 4 weeks. So if you have questions on lead times in general, please refer to the manufacturing lead time report, which is on HarveyNet. Right on the front page and the right-hand side, you'll see a list of different reports. Manufacturing lead time is on there. That is kept up to date, and I've been reassured that those dates are accurate, specifically as it relates to tribute. And you'll see a little note in there about the line move and that has caused a bump of 2 weeks, but that is for a total of 4 weeks. I did check with Nino and Buzz. So that is the final word on that. Let me know if you have any questions. Salesforce. Some of you may or may not be familiar with Salesforce. So Salesforce is basically a CRM tool, customer relationship management tool, very often used to help manage sales forces, outside and inside, and help them manage the relationships with the customer. Often the Salesforce works in coordination with your operating systems. You're able to kind of feed information back and forth, so on and so forth. But this is an amazing tool. I've had the opportunity to work with it before. And it is something that will most likely be rolled out to customer care as well at some point. So it's new to the account executive team for our sales team, and they're, from what I can tell and what I've been exposed to, are continuing to expand on how they're using it and really identifying the best that they can get out of this tool. And it was really super impactful. In any case, I have actual credentials in Salesforce, and what that enables me to do is it enables me to put in a message for an account executive in relation to a specific customer. So I've been thinking about, what does the future of customer care look like with Salesforce? And one of the things that I would hope we would gain in the future, once we also have access to this tool, is really an enhancement of the communication between customer care and the account executive team specifically, right? So we all cater to the same customers, and things come up sometimes that customer care is aware of, and a situation with a customer that we're working on. And it really, the onus is on us to communicate issues to the account executive, because it really empowers them to take care of that customer, to cater to that relationship with the customer, to be in the know. I mean, you have an account executive that's not aware of what your issues may be or what your recent situations or experiences with Harvey have been like. It doesn't really reflect on them well. So the account executives, and often will depend on us and the branches as well, to communicate to them when things come up. So not every order, every single scenario that affects the customer needs to be reported to an account executive, but we will use our judgment. So if we have a customer that calls and is elated and is very happy, I think that warrants giving the heads up to the account executive, right? If they're thrilled to pieces and going on and on about a recent experience they have, I think that is definitely something we want to make the account executive aware of, right? Because it gives them the chance to recognize it and maybe build off of that, right? What went right exactly? How can we do that again? And then the other thing would be if there is a problem or a complaint, or you get the sense from the customer, even very, very obviously, or just kind of pick up on a sense from a customer that they really need a little bit of extra love, or that letting the account executive know is the right thing to do. Like there was a mix-up with an order, customer hung up, he was very upset, maybe spouted some negativity, whatever the situation is. So it's those cases where we really want to alert the account executive. And we should be doing that now. We should be calling account executives. We should be shooting them a quick email, giving them the customer information, the customer number, the order number, an explanation on what the issue was, and sending that off to them so that they're aware, right? So I wanted to extend to you another opportunity to do that, and that's through Salesforce. So I can go into Salesforce myself with my credentials. I can go into a specific customer, and I can flag a customer, put in a note that'll trigger some type of follow-up on the account executive end. So I wanted to give that as an option to you. Let me know if there's a customer situation you feel the account executive should know about, and I'll do my part in communicating that to them via Salesforce. Otherwise, if you don't want to do that, I just want to, again, encourage you to reach out to the account executive team and let them know when you do come across situations that you feel would be good information for them to have, okay? Any questions on that, let me know. The account executive list that you have should be up to date in terms of email. And I also, I'll dig it out, but I also given instructions on how to quickly identify in SAP who the account executive is. Well, and I'll try to include that as an attachment on this update this morning as well. I think that's it. I feel like more has happened certainly the last couple of weeks since we've had an update, but I didn't want to burden this call too much, as I said. I do, obviously, being the week of Thanksgiving, want to take a moment to express my personal gratitude. Take those off so I can look you in the eyes. I wanted to express my personal gratitude for each and every one of you. I know that the customer care group is a brand new department. You guys really, I think, we're courageous and flexible and accommodating and kind of jumping off the ledge with Harvey in this whole project. And I am just personally immensely grateful for your willingness to do that, and to also have kind of jump off the cliff with me a little bit too. Being new with Harvey and new to you guys, I certainly appreciate the faith that you guys have in me, and I appreciate the responsibility that I have to each and every one of you to be a strong leader, to advocate for what's fair and right for not only our customers, but what, to do right by you as a team as well. And I certainly hope that I live up to your expectations on that. And certainly, as we all are growing and learning and evolving here as well. So I'm always open to feedback on a one-on-one basis in a group environment, however you want to communicate it to me. Very receptive to any feedback that you have or suggestions for me as a leader, because I'm always looking for opportunities, honestly, to grow and better myself. And to make myself a better leader for you guys as well. But anybody that's had any one-on-one conversation with me, you may already know this, but one of my core values, and I think that really one of the things that makes up who I am as a person, is gratitude. And so every day, I'll often say my feet hit the floor, my very first feeling is one of gratitude. And so the week of Thanksgiving and the holiday of Thanksgiving is always incredibly special to me, because it just really resonates with how I like to function on the day-to-day, right? And I was looking at quotes. I wanted to, inspire you guys and kind of come to this update this week with something that was really meaningful. And then I decided just to blab at you, as I usually do. But one of the ones that I did write down, it's just a Buddhist quote, and I do often quote from Buddhists. I'm a little bit of a hippie, don't tell anybody. And it is, enough is a feast. And I just really love that, because so much about Thanksgiving is really indulgent, right? I don't know about you guys, but it's a pretty fat and lazy holiday for me. Lots of cooking and relaxing and some football and just being with family and being cozy and warm and full, and then full again. So that quote just really struck me. Enough is a feast. And when you think about that, I think that's going to be my new mantra when my feet hit the floor in the morning. That's not going to prevent me from feasting in a more significant way on Thanksgiving, but it is just something to keep in mind. In any case, I've kept you long enough. I just, again, want to state to you how grateful I am to be at Harvey. I feel like this is a perfect fit for me. So I'm very happy to be here, and I'm immensely grateful to each and every one of you for the work that you do. I'm glad that you're on my team. I'm glad for your faith in me and in your continued effort to kind of go into the unknown with this. The future is bright, and I've often said that about customer care. So I appreciate your willingness to stick it out and to be a part of this, what I think is an amazing team of really strong, smart, contributors to Harvey. So thank you. Have an incredible Thanksgiving, no matter what you do and who you do it with. Thanks again, and have a great holiday.